To mute everyone, and we'll run through the PowerPoint here and then take questions. Because unfortunately, I think everybody's on a time schedule and we didn't have time to stop and have everybody call back in. So we'll get started and then we'll answer questions at the end. And hopefully that person will have taken us off of hold. So here in the board office, this is Connie Bean, and I have Laura Leahy, Carla Wiscombe, and April Henry with me. We all work together to administer this grant. We'll get started here, and basically the next slide, and so if you're able to see it on Skype, that's fine. We can post the PowerPoint as well as the YouTube video, as I mentioned, at kansasregents.org under Workforce Development, and then the Kansas Nursing Initiative tab, and it will be at the bottom of that page. So basically, the nursing initiative was to address the growing nursing shortage. There were several different nursing programs 11 years ago when that occurred. Right now, the legislature allocates $1.6 million. It actually was higher than that and was cut a couple of years ago and has not been restored. And so right now, this is in the governor's budget for the next 2 years. So we are counting on it being there until we hear otherwise. This K-12 funding is a concern to our office with all funds in the state and how they're going to resolve that. But at this point, we do have the $1.6 million to allocate. The next slide shows the actual language out of the proviso. So basically, it allows the State Board of Regents to grant funds to accredited nursing programs for nursing faculty and supplies. It's a one-to-one match. So whatever grant you receive, you have to show that you have a match, institutional match. And then at the bottom, note that it says it's not intended for the purchase of equipment or the support of existing faculty salary levels. One thing I might add is we know that there is a huge need for mannequins across the state, and while we know these are expensive and 1.6 million doesn't go very far in purchasing some of those high fidelity mannequins, we would like to have a little bit more flexibility. So we plan to go to the revisor's office this fall and work with them to hopefully change the verbiage of this a little bit to allow the purchase of some equipment. So those eligible recipients are nursing programs who are approved by the Kansas Board of Nursing and nationally accredited. Their most recent 3-year average NCLEX scores are at or above the 3-year national average. And then they have documented articulation to the next level. Now, there may be people on the call who do not have a program which is regulated by KSBN because it's not a licensing program such as an RN program. I know we have those across the state that are RN to BSN. Those programs would still be eligible to apply, showing the articulation and the accreditation. So programs that do not meet the accreditation criteria would complete an alternate application. So if a program is not accredited, but they meet the other criteria, you may apply for accreditation support grant. 10% of the grant funds are set aside to fund these alternate applications. So basically, if you are not accredited, and this isn't for a program who is currently accredited and going through reaccreditation. This would be for a program who is not accredited. You could apply for funds to help support that. We also include an alternate application for those programs that don't meet the NCLEX and or the articulation criteria. So if your program is not at or above the national average for the last 3 years, including 2017, you can apply for the NCLEX improvement grant. And that may include consultants and we've had a lot of really good faculty development occurring this year as a result of that grant, be it on every level. So the next page, and this is just a snippet, I will be emailing out probably Monday an email to the program directors, and it will have this document attached. And the instructions are going to be for you to plug in your 2017 pass rate. So the Kansas Board of Nursing has given us the pass rates, but they are not public in a chart such as this until the end of their March, into March, when they have their March board meeting. However, I will be emailing you with what I was told your board score is for 2017, and the instructions to you are going to be plug it into this chart and calculate your average over the last 3 years. The grant award is from July 1, 2018 to June 30, 2019. As we have always done, we will pay 80% at the beginning of the grant, and then once all the follow-up reporting is submitted in August, the 20% is available at that time. So the eligibility letters will be sent out February 19th or 20th, that's Monday or Tuesday. The proposals are due back to KBOR by 5 o'clock on March 30th, and that is electronically, please. Award recommendations are going to the Kansas Board of Regents for approval on June 20th, and then the award letters will be mailed by July 1st. And so with that, I will take any questions, and someone still has us on hold. You can send a message if you want to type in a message. I can read those and respond. If you have a question over in the left-hand corner, or if you just want to ask a question over the music, you're welcome to.
Hey, Connie.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Connie, this is Anita from Butler. Connie, my question is on the one-to-one grant match. Several of our dollars this year are designated for professional development, and as I've thought about that over the last couple of weeks, I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason we're able to do this is on the professional development is because we don't really have other funds to support faculty development except through Carl Perkins. So I'm concerned that I have asked for funds for professional development that I can't document that the institution has done a match, one-to-one match for. Does that make sense?
So what you're saying is you're matching it with Carl Perkins?
Well, that would be the only way I could, because I'm probably not alone in that same category, is that our colleges really don't have a lot of money for professional development for our faculty.
So Anita, this is,
and
the way I would answer that is, this is just an overall match. The funds that you use within your institution are up to your institution. So it doesn't specify what type of funds are used for the match.
Okay. So we could use the Carl Perkins?
You could use whatever funds in your institution that you wish to use.
Okay, for matching that dollar for dollar. Okay, that's
Correct.
Good. Okay, all right. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Or, like I said, if you can't, I can hear Anita okay over the music. So I know looks like we have about 25 people on the call. As I said, we'll send an email out on Monday or Tuesday, and the grant applications, again, will be posted at kansasregents.org, Workforce Development tab, Kansas Nursing Initiative, and it'll be at the bottom of the page. And they actually might be there right now. I believe our system put those up yesterday.
Connie, this is Sarah Robb. Can I ask a question?
Sure. Hi, Sarah.
Hi. I am actually standing in for my director of nursing as she wasn't available today, and I only got an invite for the conference call, so I didn't get to Skype. Did you say that the PowerPoint, could you email out the PowerPoint that you used today?
Yes, what we'll do is just post it on our webpage.
Okay.
Because I don't have everyone's email addresses. I think there's some people on the call that got information maybe from another program leader.
That's
So
right.
we'll post it. It's pretty basic, but we'll post it at the Nursing Grant Initiative page later on today.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I believe, I don't have that pulled up, but I believe statewide, the national board scores were 70 point something. So that means that if your 3-year average is in that 70% range, you'll be eligible to apply for the entire full amount. But again, that information will be in the email, and you'll see that full chart that I'll send out that has those numbers on it when we send that Monday or Tuesday.
What did you say the national average was?
You know, let me let me look here real quick. I know that chart looks odd because there's no numbers for 2017. The agreement with the Kansas Board of Nursing is they would give us the scores, but they could not be shared statewide with other programs until their March meeting. But it allowed us to go ahead and do the RFP. Let's see, I'm sorry, the national, it wasn't 70, I'm sorry, the national pass rate for, the national pass rate for the RN programs is 79.71. So that, and the Kansas pass rate for 2017 for RN programs was 82.1. So that means if you are in the 70% range, you would be able to apply. If your average is 70% range, you would be able to apply for the full amount, which I think is probably going to include most of the programs. So that dropped 5 percentage points from last year. Last year was 84. The year before it was 85. Now it's 79. And those Kansas national pass rates will be on the document that we send out. Any other questions? Okay, well, we're really excited to be able to still have these funds to administer. We're also very excited about the nursing conference that's coming up in June. We've been working with that planning team, and I think that's going to be fantastic, and we hope to continue to support that going forward. And with that, if there's no other questions, we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll be in touch via email on first of the week, next Monday or Tuesday.